right, I think we got the signal back. So that was quite a way with a really bad signal, and I apologize. But I'm going to finish this walk. I hope a few can join me for the rest of this walk. We toured the exterior of some of the Smithsonian museums. They were open this week during the government shutdown, but they will be closed next week if the shutdown's not resolved. But anytime you're visiting Washington, D.C., check out the websites for information about all the events and activities and schedules and open and closing times and all that good stuff. And for the Smithsonian museums in Washington, D.C., they are free, so take advantage of those. I came back up here on Pennsylvania Avenue. Let's see, which street? 4th Street. So this is 4th Street. We just passed by the museum, the east wing of the National Gallery of Art. There's the Capitol building. You can see the light is still on in the dome's cupola, meaning some work is still happening in there. We're gonna walk west. There's a tour bus going by, nighttime tour. Nighttime tours are great in Washington, D.C. because everything looks different. Everything looks different lit up. This building I'm focused on right now is the Embassy of Canada. You didn't think we'd hit an embassy during this tour, did you? This is the Embassy of Canada. There's a little bit of a breeze. You can kind of get a glimpse of the big flag up there and the smaller flags. Now, I have seen criticism of the design of this embassy. I don't mind it. It's a big embassy. The Embassy of Canada definitely would not fit in one of those beautiful small Gilded Age mansions. Hey, Texas Time, great to see you. So you caught the Take 2 stream. I had to end the first stream again. We lost the cell signal. Every time we get close to the Capitol, from this side, we lose the signal. It's really great to see you. It looks like an air filter. Yeah, with those narrow windows on the top floor. It sure does. I'm just wondering what all the blinky lights are on. Kind of in the middle there. That's kind of weird. Yeah, that's the Embassy of Canada. I like it. I do like it. We've walked up closer to the main entrance. I would not do that at night. Now, I apologize. There is a lot of lens glare here. It's not that my lens is dirty. It is slightly foggy here. Just the tiniest bit foggy. Hello, Bam Bang from Singapore. Great to see you. Now, this building here, this used to be the museum. That didn't last very long. And I'm not sure what it is now. I think it's part of a college or university, but we're not going to walk that way. We're going to come back down here because we wanted to check out the other sides of the museums, the north entrances of these museums. But yeah, that was called the Newseum. Like, I don't know which news companies thought it was a great idea to make a museum about news stories versus a museum about actual historical things that happened versus the news spin on stories. It didn't last long. So we came from the east wing of the National Gallery of Art, and this is the main building. They don't call it the West Wing, but it's the main building of the National Gallery of Art. And it was one of the first of the museums to close during the shutdown, while while the Smithsonian museums stayed open. The National Gallery did not, and neither did the Sculpture Garden. That was closed as well. But still, even when closed, we can admire the beautiful architecture. and certainly plan for a future visit. Always check the websites. Shut down or not, always check the websites for information about exhibits and opening and closing times and all that good stuff. Yeah, it is beautiful, isn't it? Oh, Bang Bang, thank you so much. I think I have like 1,200 and who knows what, like well over 1,200 subscribers now, which blows my mind. Thank you very much to everyone. I still can't figure out why anyone would want to wander around with me, but maybe if you don't get to visit, maybe if you don't get to visit, cities like DC or Baltimore or Philly or other places, maybe I'm giving you some ideas for some travels. And maybe you enjoy looking at architecture. This building here is, I hope I'm saying it correctly. I think this is part of the Justice Department. I hope it is. I think it is. I think this is part of the Justice Department. But I'm more interested in the next one across 7th Street here, which we're going to see in a second. The National Archives building. I hope the lights are still on it because that one looks great. Oh, Texas time. You are just too kind. Oh, that was a mouse. That was not a rat. It was a mouse, though. It just went right in front of me. So on my Monday night stream, the one that I started at the Navy Memorial, I need to make a clip of the first 52 seconds of that stream because I just had the camera focused on the fountain, just keeping still for a minute. And this squirrel made the most magnificent jump from tree to tree, and I caught it. So I'm gonna make a clip of that and publish that as a short. It was unreal. This absolute beauty here is the National Archives. This building is closed due to the shutdown. But even when it's open, if you think you need some documents from the National Archives, check the website. Make sure the documents you need are not already digitized on their website because there are millions that are already available. And also, if it is located at an archives, make sure it's this archives that you need to visit because there are multiple archives facilities. This is the main building, but there's also another facility not too far away, Archives 2 in College Park, Maryland. But there are other facilities all across the country. All right, 21 seconds to get across this big street. I can do that. I'm gonna move kind of quickly though. I was saying on the earlier stream before we lost the signal that 7th Street here is a really good anchor. If you just want to come to DC and wander in any direction, if you head to 7th Street, this is where you want to be because all of the museums are within walking distance. And then the fun up on 7th Street of the arena, the theaters, the restaurants, it's all within an easy walk. Hey, ASDF, you found me. You found me. I'm sorry for that. Boy, every time I get around that side of the Capitol, I lose the stream. On the other side, I always have a magnificent stream. So, signals, what are you gonna do? This is dazzling. This is our National Archives. Right up there, you can check out the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, all kinds of other really important documents when we're not in shutdown. Check the website. And then if you are doing research here and you've done all your prep and you've watched your video and you have your appointment time and all that stuff, you go on the other side. Not this entrance. This is the museum entrance. But yeah, and all across the country, we are getting ready for next year. Next year, 2026, is our 250th anniversary of our nation. It's more than a bicentennial, and I don't remember what the word is. Is it a sesquiquintessential? Whatever it is, it's 250. And we're all getting ready for it. Now, this year, the National Postal Service is 250 years old. And just a few days ago, the United States Navy was 250 years old. Or maybe it is today or tomorrow. The United States Navy, congratulations, you're 250. Most of our armed service, 250 this year. And it makes sense because we declared our independence 250 years ago next year. Take one last look at that building. It is a beautiful night tonight. Probably about 60 degrees right now. No, that's not Abraham Lincoln. There's actually no one there. The Lincoln Memorial is in this direction. We're not going to get there today because we are really far from the Lincoln Memorial. But we'll finish up at the Washington Monument. And right now, because we started and it was just twilight, but right now it's dark, the monument will be all lit up. So it will look amazing when we get down there. This building here is also part of the Justice Department. And I've been inside this building. I keep using the word magnificent. I got to find some new words. But beautifully preserved interior as well as the exterior of this building. Now on the stream that died, I had started on the street south of here, and we peered over this tunnel from the top. Now we're taking a look at the entrance to the tunnel. This tunnel, whoa, okay, carefully. This tunnel makes it really easy to get across Washington, D.C. It goes under the National Mall. And we are gonna back up because people just wanna get the heck out of the city and they're driving like maniacs down this street. This is 9th Street? Yeah, this is 9th Street. So now we're walking down the other sides of the Smithsonian buildings that we passed on my ill-fated stream not too long ago. Okay, I should get the light now. Yes, got the light. But it's always good to just wave at people and let them know that, like, you're the pedestrian and you have the light. They'll just run you down. More so the cyclists than the drivers. Seriously, they'll just run you down. Bang, bang. I mean, technically it's the Department of State. So most of our government departments, like Department of Transportation is DOT, Department of Justice is DOJ, but Department of State, we don't say DOS, we just say state. So in the prior stream, we walked past the National Museum of Natural History on the other side, which I believe is the front. I believe it's the front that's on the mall side. So this would make it the back. This would be the back. But it's hard to see for the trees. So we'll keep looking at the Department of Justice building. Now, this, if you can get, yeah, we're gonna stop here just for a moment and absolutely admire the Art Deco-ish beauty of those lamps in front of that door. I hope you can see that. I'm not going to cross the street because it's a little dangerous right now. And pretty much all the folks that are left in the city just want to get out as fast as possible. But I hope you can see those lights. And a while ago, they were, there are periods of time when they aren't lit up. So I was going to say they were in disrepair. Of America, Department of Justice. I know there's carry a brick. Texas, you know what? Yeah, I grew up in Baltimore. There's usually a bat next to the door, a Louisville Slugger bat next to the door. Just because. National Museum of Natural History. Nope, there's another mouse or a rat. Now that could have been a rat. Okay, that could have been a rat. Sometimes around the trees there's rats. So this is the back, I'm gonna say, of the Natural History Museum. Not as beautiful as the other side. Definitely not as beautiful as the side that faces the mall. This is where the dinosaurs are in Washington, D.C. Is the White House in this area? We're going to see the White House. We're going to see the White House. Yeah, we're on Pennsylvania Avenue, so we just passed 9th Street. And the official address of the White House is 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. So that means we only have 7 blocks left to get to the White House. And that is where we will end the stream. We will end the stream at the White House. Jumanji, oh, Robin Williams. Yep. Speaking of museums and nights at the museum, so this Saturday for Film Club, our film is Brotherhood of the Wolf, 3 p.m. on Stasis Geeks channel. But next Saturday, on the 18th of October, our randomly chosen film is Night at the Museum. So when the Wheel of Film granted us Night at the Museum, I think I giggled like a maniac. So while I am looking forward to Brotherhood of the Wolf, because I've never seen it before, I'll watch it tomorrow. I am so excited for Night at the Museum. And I may babble like a maniac. And everyone is welcome to join Film Club. 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. UK time. I don't know about the time change. I need to check on that. In the United States, our clocks do not change yet. But I need to check my friends in the UK. But you can find us on Stasis Geeks channel. Just type in Stasis Geek Film Club and you'll find us. And you'll already find the notification for this Saturday. And then next Saturday, I will be going on and on and on about Night at the Museum. All right, we're getting closer. It's 12th Street. Is this 12th Street? Which street is this? Yes, we're on 12th Street now, so we're getting close to 16th Street and the White House. So here's the tunnel coming the other way from under the National Mall. And I am not going to cross the street until I have the light. Even though I have the light now, I'm still going to wait for this guy to... Thank you. He gave me the high beams. I appreciate that. Go out the back to beat the traffic. You know, well, this is why I stream at night, because I would just be wandering around Washington at this time to beat the traffic home. It was always my time to go to the museums, to meet friends for dinner, because who wants to sit in traffic for 2 or 3 hours? But with the government shut down, the traffic is much better now. I feel like this is a little crooked, so I'm going to try to adjust this just a bit. There we go. I don't know. I feel like the camera always goes crooked after a while. Hello, Asal. Oh my gosh, I think it is, isn't it? I thought that was March 8th. Is it October 8th? I thought it was March 8th. I could be wrong. Well, any 8th should be International Somebody Day. Did we miss Talk Like a Pirate Day? Isn't that like September 19th? I think we missed International Talk Like a Pirate Day. I'm not going to do it. Someone else can. Now we can peek into this one, and I'm not entirely sure. I think this is the part of the Department of Commerce. Get a little peek at a chandelier in there. We'll get up to the front and get a better view. And I may have to talk just a bit because there's music. The music that is happening on the National Mall is literally blocks away from here, but it is so loud. Now, to begin the first stream, the stream that got cut off because we lost the signal. So thanks to everyone for finding me again, or for finding me for the first time. We walked around the front of the American History Museum, this museum, and it was unbelievably beautiful with red, white, and blue lights. And here on the back, there are a few red, white, and blue lights. It's not as dazzling as the front. But it is nice. But over here, this is the Department of, I believe, the Department of Commerce. So visiting during the day is great, but coming back at night, it's just a whole other view. And again, I apologize for the lens. It's not, it's just the tiniest bit foggy here. Just the tiniest bit. So it's not that I have a dirty lens. These are fountains. I rarely, if ever, see these fountains on. And I'm thinking it's because like kids will just jump in them. So smart that they keep them off. By the way, this is huge. This building, this government building, this spans multiple blocks. This is a huge building, if it is what I think it is. So why won't it say what it is? So we've got 2 United States flags. I don't see a department flag here. I might be wrong, but I'm still guessing the Department of Commerce. I don't frequent this side of the city too often, so sometimes get these buildings wrong. But this is the backside of the National Museum of American History. This is where you see the Star-Spangled Banner. This is where you see all kinds of exhibits about the history of life in America. This is where the First Lady's Gowns exhibit is, which is kind of fun. All within easy walking distance. And when they're open, all free. Free, free, free. How old are the government buildings? So the Washington, D.C. was established as the capital of the United States in 1790. And over the next hundreds of years, different buildings cropped up. The ones right here around the immediate National Mall area are the oldest. So they date back over 100 years. When some of these agencies outgrew the facilities, the new facilities popped up. In the 20th century, a little bit of a brutalist movement helped kind of form the southwest part of Washington, D.C. around L'Enfant Plaza. And so those buildings like the Department of Energy, and there's a Postal Service building there, Department of Health and Human Services. Then you have a kind of a modern architecture for the Department of Housing and Urban Development. But those all are in a very brutalist style to contrast against these classical styles of these buildings here. So I don't have the exact dates, but they cropped up. These are the oldest. Hey, Ellison Chronicles. It's really safe here, and it's really pretty here, and it's very clean. Everyone has been noticing how clean it is here. So we began the first stream on the other side of this building. You can see the Washington Monument peeking over, but that's the Museum of African American History and Culture. We're going to cross the street while we have the light. And I think around here, like, by the way, this is 14th Street again. I love 14th Street. 14th Street is one of my favorite walks. You can kind of get a glimpse of the Reagan building there. If you keep going, the World War I Memorial, and here's the sign. If we keep going, the World War I Memorial would be up there, and then we could get to the White House from the other side by going up 14th Street and around the Department of Treasury. But we're going to come around the south entrance of the White House. So if anyone joined my earlier stream and said that this building looked odd, it looks very different at night. And why is it so crooked? Okay, I'm going to try one more time. There we go. So yeah, so that's the Museum of African American History and Culture. And it has a basket weave, coppery facade. I won't use the word cladding. I don't think it's technically cladding around the building. It's just beautiful. Right next to the Washington Monument. We'll get to the corner and we will get the best view of the Washington Monument. That's a really good view. And we'll come up here and get another view. And then we'll take a peek at the White House from the south lawn of the White House. I always hang out by myself. Is it safe? Yes, it is very safe here. And I hang out by myself to avoid the traffic. So when I finish work, if I'm not hanging out or going to an event, I take the opportunity to walk through Washington, D.C. And then when I leave, so it's 8 o'clock now, then when I leave, I'll get home rather quickly because the traffic will be gone. So there's a strategy to it. It's quite safe here. Thank you, wig splitter sluts. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate the folks who are looking out for me. Now, if you happen to be watching my stream and the camera just goes in all crazy directions, it's because I've fallen in a hole. That's what we're more worried about here. Falling in a hole will be the doom of me. Daryl is probably not here, but he would be thrilled to see these light up cones. So there are folks playing neon frisbee and neon kickball here with these light up cones, because there's always something happening here on the mall. Yeah, that's a good view. That is a good view. All right. Now let's bring it home and head over to the White House. All right, 26 seconds to get across the street. All right, we're gonna hoof it. Oh, I got plenty of time. This is walking toward the south lawn of the White House. And over there we'll get a peek. There are a few little monuments and statues along the way here in this park. I think some folks overlook this little park because they're generally just focused on the White House and they don't look on either side of kind of the walkway up toward the White House. So they miss some little things. There's a monument to the Boy Scouts here somewhere, and a few other interesting little places. And every once in a while there's someone on the stream that says, "Oh my gosh, you can't walk up there." Yes, I can. Yes, we can. We can walk until there's a fence where we can't walk. We can walk until someone tells us not to walk someplace, but kind of in the distance there, it's probably too far. A beautiful old Second Empire architecture style building called the OEOB, the Old Executive Office Building, where a lot of the White House offices are located. It probably looks really good from the other side. So maybe we'll head there. Hi, Charlotte. Oh, the Secret Service is definitely watching, and we always thank them. We always thank them. They keep us safe. I do like the buildings lit up at night. All right. There's a little glimpse of that building. There's I'm going to say the wrong thing. I know I've said Department of Commerce. I think one is the Federal Trade Commission. I could be very wrong, so I'm just guessing right now, but I'm remembering Department of Commerce and Federal Trade Commission buildings on this side. This is the big lawn in front of the White House. You know that big lawn? That big, huge south lawn? Well, there it is. Or the ellipse, technically. I think technically this is the ellipse. Charlotte, where are you joining us from? Oh, we're not at the White House yet, Bang Bang. We're not there yet. Hang on. Wait till we get there, then you can say it's beautiful. Wait till we get there. We're taking the long route because I don't want to walk across. The one thing I won't do is walk across the lawn because I always get bit by bugs. So we'll not do that. That's what sidewalks are for. But it is a great big circle. It's an ellipse, literally. But I'll just take a moment to turn around and get another view of the Washington Monument from here, which is super beautiful. Almost there. That's not the White House. That's a little, I don't know, comfort station of some sort. Almost there. And I'm telling you, if I see construction here, I'm going to lose my mind. It feels like everywhere around the White House is under construction right now. So I'm hoping it's not going to block our view. Because on the north side, they were redoing the roadway or the sidewalk the last time I was here, and we couldn't get right up to the White House on the north side because of some renovation that was going on. So we shall hope that after this long walk that we get a good view from here. And it's not 10 o'clock yet, or 11 o'clock. Whenever the lights go out, it's not that time yet. Oh, there's a car coming. Be careful. Boop, boop. How you doing? Sorry that? Oh, absolutely. So sorry. Yeah, okay. I'll try to get over there. Thank you. Oh, I'm in a skirt. I'm gonna. Yep, I'm gonna find my way. Thank you. What? Yes. I appreciate it, and thanks for all you do. He didn't want me walking in the street, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So not a problem there. Not a problem there. All right, I'm still gonna have to find my way to the sidewalk. So I've pinned myself in, which is not a good idea. But there's the White House. Isn't that as good it's not as good an idea from this side. It's not as good a view from this side as it is from the other side. All right, I'm still trying to find my way to the sidewalk. He still wants me on the sidewalk. And I appreciate that. I really, really do. But there's no way over this little fence. And I'm gonna skirt because I'm in a business suit. There's a lot of trees today. Okay, so I know I've always said I can go right up to the White House unless you're in the street and traffic is coming. Always follow the instructions of the Secret Service. If they tell you to get out of the street, get out of the street. And I'm happy to get out of the street. But now I'm in a patch of grass. And now I have to hike over a fence in a skirt. Hey, we're gonna do this. Okay. Well, that was an awesome adventure. We can still see the Washington Monument. All right, now we'll get a better view of the White House when I'm not trying to scramble from being in the street. Oh my God. No, the greatest risk that I had at that moment was to fall on my butt and get stuck trying to hike over these fences. So I had to hike over that fence and then this fence because yeah, that street there is no like shoulder on either side. So when that car came down, he was like right next to me. So I completely understand. It is really hard. There's like more trees than ever. I wonder if that's a security feature. Because there's really only one good view from the south side. The north side view is so much better because you're like right there at the fence. But this is pretty good. Fence is in the way, trees are in the way. You still get the fountain. Yeah, I climbed that little one, and then I had to climb this one, which is not so good. I would have immediately hiked it, but I'm in a suit. I'm in a skirt and a business suit. But yeah, see that car? Like, there's no sidewalk. There's no shoulder on either side. So he was right to tell me to get out of that street because that's way dangerous. Way dangerous. Yeah, soccer, kickball, softball. I've played softball like right here. So here's a really good view. So you can see the Washington Monument, obviously. And then to the right and down is the Jefferson Memorial. That little round dome there is the Jefferson Memorial. And that looks a lot closer than it is. That's not for a walk for today, for sure. Let me see if I can get around these folks. Now this little obelisk, I think I've shown before on streams. This is the exact center of Washington, D.C., marked by this marker here. So all measurements of Washington, D.C. are measured from this marker, directly in front of the White House. Which is kind of cool. Is that the Oval Office is in that building, is in the White House. Is where the Oval Office is. All the important places. But it's just not a good view from here. The fence is too intrusive and there are too, I'm not kidding, there weren't this many trees around the building years ago. I mean, it's a good thing, but it does obstruct the view. But I think this is the view that we're going to end the stream on. So thanks to everyone for joining me for take 2 of my little museum tour. Impromptu again. I am not streaming tomorrow, and I'll do one morning over the weekend. It's getting late. I feel like I have to talk quieter and quieter the later it gets. Hope everyone has a fantastic day and a fantastic weekend. Go do something fun. Go adventure. Take care. Bye-bye.